may be seated. Good evening, everyone. Long time no see. I'm so glad that we're all able to be together tonight to celebrate these dedicated and resilient seniors as they graduate from Paducah Tilghman High School. These students have earned over $9.5 million in scholarships. They will be attending 29 different colleges and universities from all over the United States, going into the military and the workforce, as well as starting apprenticeships. And of course, they did all of this in the middle of a pandemic. As many of you know, I was dean prior to being selected as principal. And I remember when these seniors were graduating from 8th grade and how the administration and faculty and staff at the middle school told me that this is one of the best behaved classes that we've ever had come through. Well, it turned out that they are very well behaved, but also they're smart, spunky, fun, and truly kind. Parents and guardians, you have done your job. Let's clap for them. Let's go. But of course, even their senior prank was the best. I think they told me they bought almost every plastic fork in the tri-state area. Something like 6,000 forks in the front yard. Well done, seniors. Well done. Before we continue with the rest of the ceremony, I would like to take a moment to recognize 5 teachers and 1 administrative assistant who are retiring at the end of the school year. Please stand as I call your name. Mr. Keith Adams, our freshman English teacher with 27 years of service at Paducah Tilghman, and he is at his son's graduation tonight. Ms. Kelly Hack, a special education teacher with 27 years of service, 8 in city schools. Senior Chief Don Myers, one of our 2 junior ROTC instructors, serving 13 years at Paducah Tilghman. Commander Don Taylor, our other junior ROTC instructor with 20 years at Paducah Tilghman. In fact, he helped start up the ROTC program at our school. Ms. Deborah Walton, who retired in December as the Guidance Office Secretary, serving 11 years at Tilghman. And our beloved Miss Christine Wynn, a biology teacher with 33 years of service, with her last 20 at Paducah Tilghman. She's been crying since the beginning of the 4th quarter. Thank you, teachers, for your dedication to our students. We wish you the very best on your new adventures. So again, let's give them one more big round of applause. And now, Mr. Jonathan Smith, Assistant Principal in charge of Curriculum, will present our Hall of Fame inductees.
Good evening. I'm Jonathan Smith, the Assistant Principal of Curriculum and Instruction. Tonight, it is my pleasure to introduce the 2021 inductees into the Paducah Tilghman Alumni Hall of Fame. Our first award goes to Ms. Catherine White from the class of 1983. While at Tilghman, Ms. White participated in the Band of Blue, Pep Band, FBLA, Spanish Club, and the PT Young Historians. After graduation, Ms. White pursued and received her Bachelor of Music degree from the University of Alabama and Master of Music degree from the University of Minnesota, where she studied with the current Assistant Principal of the Los Angeles Philharmonic and former Principal of the Minnesota Orchestra, Bert Hara. Thus far in Ms. White's professional career, she has been the principal clarinetist of the Atlanta Ballet Orchestra since 1996. She regularly performs with the Alabama Symphony, Atlanta Symphony, and has frequently performed with the Atlanta Opera Orchestra, the Atlanta Lyric Theater, Theater of the Stars, Charleston Symphony, Augusta Symphony, Savannah Symphony, and the Huntsville Symphony Orchestras. She has toured nationally with the Minnesota Opera and the Broadway touring production of The Phantom of the Opera, performed with the Duluth Superior Symphony and numerous musicians, some of whom include Maya Angelou, Aretha Franklin, Liza Minnelli, Hall & Oates, and Rick Springfield. In addition to Ms. White's extensive experience with musical performance, she is also the leader of the Piedmont Winds Woodwind Quintet, which has performed recitals at universities and venues throughout the Southeast and educational programs in Atlanta area schools for over 25 years. She has taught privately for 30 years, and her students have attended Juilliard, Harvard, Yale, and other prestigious universities around the United States. Thank you, Ms. White, for representing our school and community in such a positive manner, and welcome to the Paducah Tilghman High School Hall of Fame. Our next member to be inducted into this year's class is Mr. Jerry Brewer from the graduating class of 1955. While at Tilghman, Mr. Brewer participated in football, basketball, baseball, track, band, and received recognition as an all-state football player, was a member of the second-place state 400-meter relay team, and placed third in the state in the individual 400-meter event. Upon graduation from high school, Mr. Brewer pursued his education degree and master's degree from Western State Teachers College and went on to continue a lifelong career as an educator and coach until his retirement in 2003. As an educator, Coach Brewer taught subjects including English, physical education, and health. Coach Brewer spent 44 years of his career in education as a head football coach and 27 years as a head track coach. At the time of his retirement, Coach Brewer was recognized as the all-time winningest Indiana football coach with a record of 368, 105, and 2. He was a 4A state title winner in 2001, a 20-time conference champion, 10-time sectional and regional champion, and had 9 undefeated seasons during his tenure. Coach Brewer has received numerous awards and accolades throughout his career, including being inducted into the Indiana Hall of Fame in 1992 and having the Jasper, Indiana High School Football Stadium named in his honor as the Jerry Brewer Alumni Stadium in 2003. He was selected as the 1977 and 1983 Indiana Coach of the Year and served multiple roles as a member of the Indiana Football Coaches Association Board of Directors, President, and Chairman. As someone who is deeply passionate about the sport of football, I want to thank you for all of your hard work and education and congratulate you on your induction into the Paducah Tilghman High School Hall of Fame.
Good evening. My name is Jason Nickel. I'm the athletic director and assistant principal at Paducah Tilghman High School. Now performing next on your program is the PTHS Band of Blue under the direction of James Gregory. They will be performing Choreography by Robert Sheldon.
This year, we are pleased to announce that we have 2 valedictorians and 1 salutatorian at Paducah Tilghman High School. Each of these candidates will be recognized for their dedication to their education and have been asked to address their classmates. This year's salutatorian is Mr. Mason Romanat, son of Eric and Denise Romanat. After graduation, Mason plans to attend Rhodes College and major in neuroscience. Watch all your buttons.
Yeah, I'll find it. Just this one.
Wow. It is great to be here, and it's great to see you all in person. I don't know if any of you seniors were expecting that to happen. I wasn't, but it's great to see you all. Granted, it is making me a bit more nervous to speak. I mean, I've performed in front of people before here with Prime Rib, or in the band. We actually did that last song my 8th grade year. Or in the Clark Talent Show. Some of you might remember that. I know I do. I have to convince myself every day that it wasn't my peak in life, so. But I've never really performed anything in this role before. That's what I'm really here to talk about tonight. Roles. And I want to start by asking a really simple question. Who are you? If I came up to you after the ceremony and asked this, after telling me your name, you might start to divulge something about your identity. I'm a teacher, a band kid, a valedictorian, a doctor, some role that you feel is relevant to where you're at in your life right now. In learning the ropes of high school, I've played a lot of different roles. I bet you all have too. First, we played freshman, little fish in the pond. Most of us were short, scared, and in my case, sufficiently covered in facial acne. Here we may have found other roles to play. We became jocks, band kids, or whatever else was needed to fit in. In the process, we became friends, or maybe even boyfriends or girlfriends for others. Looking back, I don't regret playing a band kid those years. I am proud to have been a part of the Band of Blue tradition of wearing the oldest, soggiest, and sweatiest uniforms in the whole state of Kentucky. Seriously, get those guys some funding. Next, we played sophomores, who were, if anything, happy that we weren't freshmen. We played juniors, with bags under our eyes, the pits of our stomachs filled with dread for the next ACT sitting, as we sauntered through the halls praying, "Dear Mr. Morse, please do not give us a reading quiz today." Breaking Bad was really calling my name last night. I didn't finish it. Sorry, Mr. Morse. Then we played seniors. Some of you were probably happy to be done with the heavy workload of junior year, while the rest of us laughed at the current juniors who thought they had it bad. But there were other roles in between the lines. As seniors, we may have played celebrators, texting pictures of our college acceptance letters to friends, or bragging about a new certification. To every one of you who got somewhere you wanted to go this year, be proud. Not because your success shows you had what it takes, but because you showed up and you tried. Even if you fell short of your goals, you can be proud too. High school has taught me that that first step, showing up, that's the real battle. Please give these seniors a well-deserved round of applause for their accomplishments. Of course, there were times when I played the opposite role, a moody and reluctant teenager, unhappy to be anywhere, doing anything at all. But in those moments, I found that there's always someone happy to fill the role of helper. Whether you're Miss Adkins, who always cheered me up by ranting about something you explicitly stated you shouldn't be ranting about, or one of the many seniors who, earlier this month, depleted grocery stores across the county of plastic forks. Thank you for seeing how important humor is in getting through. Thank you to everyone who has played the role of family, mentor, or friend in these past years. There are too many of you to name, but I love and appreciate each and every one of you more than my sad teenage masculinity can ever express. But now, as I stand in front of you, we play the role of the graduating class of 2021, and we play it well. As graduating seniors, we can look back at all the things we've been in the past. From band kids to valedictorians, we can be proud of them all, knowing that without these roles to fill, we might not have gotten to where we are today. But most importantly, we can look past the costumes and the makeup to see ourselves, the actors. Lao Tzu put it better than I could when he wrote, "When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be." If we're brave enough to let these high school roles slip into the background, the possibilities ahead will be endless. In practice, I've learned this isn't always as easy as it sounds, but I have no doubt that we are capable. This school has made us capable. Looking out now, I see a class full of integrity, kindness, and potential, who I am proud to have spent the last 4 years with. I'm excited to see the roles we'll fill in the future, but I hope that we never forget they are only there to serve the actors beneath. We are not our roles, and the people around us are not theirs. In reality, we're all just walking this tightrope between birth and death. There is everything beautiful to be found there. Thank you.
Our first valedictorian is Mr. Sam Kirchhoff, son of Reese and Amy Kirchhoff. After graduation, Sam plans to attend the University of Louisville and major in neuroscience on a pre-med track.
Found it. Friends, family, and faculty, good evening. Before I commence, I would like to offer congratulations to everybody here. We made it. And as well as that, I would like to offer a sincere thank you to everyone who made graduation possible, who made prom possible, who made rewards possible, who imparted even the slightest glimmer of normalcy into this unusual year. And no matter how big or small, I thank you. A most personal thank you is due to Mrs. Stieg. Being a student during your time as principal has been a privilege. Coming to school where someone so dedicated to the student body on an individual basis and as a whole has made even monotonous days seem refreshing. Bringing so much energy and life into school is no doubt a difficult task, but nevertheless inspiring. I can say without hesitation that this rings true to many students here tonight. So thank you. I want to lastly thank those who've supported me every step of the way. My amazing family, my wonderful friends,
and every devoted teacher and coach who's been with me every step of the way, pushing me to achieve my best. I recently found the letter I wrote to my senior self as a freshman. Describing the process of moving schools, I wrote, quote, "Disheartening as it was at the young age of 8, it has turned out to be the best thing that ever happened to me. I would have never met some of my favorite people, done some of my favorite things, nor felt the sense of community that Paducah Public Schools has allowed me to feel." I believe that quote was merely a premonition, a sentiment from a freshman who is grasping at the true idea of high school. As I count the minutes until I'm an alumni, I've come to understand the value in my speculative freshman self. He was right. Paducah Tilghman is a home for anyone and everyone, a sense of community unlike no other. I remember it like it was yesterday, sitting in my stats class looking at the grade in red ink at the top of my test. Sorry, Mr. King. I thought to myself, man, pitch the graduation speech you've been writing in your head. Yet, here I am tonight. I stand before you tonight as valedictorian, not solely off the merits of the work in the classroom, but as a reflection of this Tilghman community in every aspect. You see, the senior standing before you today is far removed from the middle schooler who entered 4 years prior. To become the person I am today, there have been innumerable individuals who have shaped the mold that has shaped every endeavor of mine, whether it be academic, athletic, or extracurricular. There are simply too many names to list individually that have encouraged me to do my best. That is the wonderful issue with a place like Tilghman. We are so blessed to have the opportunity to be surrounded by just anyone and everyone ready to lead us on the correct path in the fork in our metaphorical road. Teachers staying late after school to ensure students understand, coaches staying after practice, those who ensure the school is clean for students to learn, those who ensure students receive proper nutrition, and those who ensure students overcome non-academic barriers. These are the people who make Tilghman great. Without exaggeration, I have yet to meet a school staff member who lacks any sense of passion for their duty inside the walls of Tilghman. When commemorating your average graduating class, they are normally described in terms of hardworking, astute, talented, etc. However, Paducah Tilghman's class of 2021 is a special graduating class. Among all of those other adjectives and more, we have faced unique obstacles that, if given one word, is how I would describe them, in resilience. This resilience has allowed us to navigate what may be coined the worst years of our life. However, there have been more to 2020 and 2021 than COVID-19, wildfires, and murder hornets. The overarching tolls of the pandemic have not only been illness, rather, they have touched every cylinder of our daily lives. From the most mundane of hindrances to shutdowns across the globe, COVID-19 has become well acquainted with even the most obscure of vernaculars. However, aside from the rising counts and daily governor's briefs, we as a society uncovered something greater, more venerable than a positive antibody test. There is nothing that may surmount the feeling of community that state-mandated separation imparted. On every turn, green lights that dotted every neighborhood personified the nation's admiration and solidarity for those whose job had not the luxury to migrate to residence-based operations. The term essential worker does not truly encapsulate the perilous essence of the work these individuals perform and on which we so consistently rely. The collective gratitude instilled by these simple porch-light gestures has become a visceral symbol of hope. These sentiments that course through our redefined virtual society have been paramount to maintaining the status quo. This hope has offered sustainment through our upended reality and allowed us to stand together in a manner in which I have never witnessed before in our lifetime. The core of quarantine culture lies in the heightened connection that can be felt by all. We all cook and share the same recipes. We binge the same shows. We drive by and honk at loved ones' homes as a form of celebration. We document and empathize with shared experiences. We navigate an unprecedented world together. This stability offered by a world that is closer than ever before is imperative. While wearing a mask is seldom enjoyable, 6 feet apart has never felt closer. Thank you.
Our second valedictorian is Miss Jenna Price, daughter of Kent and Julie Price. After graduation, Jenna plans to attend Columbia University and major in visual arts.
All right. It was the moment we stepped foot into Paducah Tilghman High School that we began the process of what I like to call identification, or the process of figuring out what makes you, you. We began to define ourselves as a student, as a friend, and most importantly, as a fellow human being. As we discovered our interests and formed meaningful connections, we subconsciously began to identify ourselves as the smart one, the funny one, the kind-hearted one, or even just the student. Self-determined identities became our mantras, and the mantras ingrained this outer layer of uniqueness to be our all-encompassing labels. Yes, because of their simplicity and directness, these labels enabled us to navigate young relationships and to deal with the social and academic difficulties that inevitably came our way. But in the safety of definition, we limit our ability to truly connect and access our highest potential. I've learned that if we can become open and comfortable enough in the vulnerability of our exposed soul, everyone becomes our teacher. No longer are we confined to previous expectations and narratives. Everybody and everything on this plane of existence has a lesson to teach, and it's up to us, as souls and as eternal students, to acknowledge their worth. I hope that as we all go through one of the most intense transitions that we will ever experience, a new beginning, a rebirth of sorts, we take advantage of the blank slate. I hope that we are able to be a soul that loves and has no box of confinement holding us back from forming genuine connections with anyone and anything. And I hope in becoming nobody, we allow the universe to be our teacher. I've often wondered what it would mean for us to erase the labels and solely define ourselves with love. It means that we are here, right now, just simply loving what is and accepting the journey. It means that we allow our sadness, embrace our joy, dance in shared excitement, and find peace in the in-between. There is no doubt that it's going to be difficult when faced with new opportunities, internships, friendships, classes, job offers, to avoid getting caught up in our labels. It's true, accomplishments represent hard work, dedication, and passion, but are completely separate from your heart and your soul. What you have done or will do does not make you you, and it certainly does not determine your worth. It's far too easy to define your value by external actions, which fails you when, since we are all human, you make a mistake. Worth cannot be defined, and also cannot be taken away. No one is unworthy of love, of success, of failure, of heartbreak, of empathy, of joy. I'm reminded of my mom. She is and always will be the most empathetic, kind-hearted, loving, generous, humble, open, aware, and compassionate human I've had the joy of experiencing. Time and time again, I've heard the words, "Jenna, you are worthy just for being you, and nothing you do or don't do can change that." My dearest and beloved guru, Baba Ram Dass, reminds us, you are loved just for being who you are, just for existing. You don't have to do anything to earn it. Your shortcomings, your lack of self-esteem, physical perfection, or social and economic success, none of that matters. No one can take this love away from you. Our love, pain, and experiences connect us, yet external identities can separate us. In the words of the poet Mark Nepo, this is why we know each other below our strangeness. Try to look at another human as only a soul, not based on the file of information you've gathered about them over the span of your relationship, but by the infinite love and knowledge they hold, regardless of situation or circumstance.
Okay, could we have the concert choir members please come down and take your place? Performing next is the PTHS Concert Choir under the direction of Mr. Matt Hines and accompanied by Miss Devonda Treese. They will be performing Total Praise by Richard Smallwood and The Lord Bless You and Keep You by Peter Lutkin.
The Distinguished Student Award is presented annually to the graduating senior who, through academic achievement, extracurricular activities, service, character, and integrity, best exemplifies the values and traditions of Paducah Tilghman High School. I ask that each nominee stand as his or her name is called, and please remain standing. Here are the 5 distinguished students nominated for the class of 2021. Raven Butler. Ben LeBoon. Jasmine Meadows. Jenna Price. And Jake Taylor. Congratulations. The 2021 Distinguished Student is Miss Raven Butler. You may be seated. Raven is the daughter of Dr. Danny and Lori Butler. While at Tilghman, Raven has been recognized as a Center Fellow, AEP Scholar, Kentucky Governor's Scholar Program, Paducah Sun Teen of the Week, Paducah Bank Teen Ambassador, Rotary Club Student of the Month, Coca-Cola Scholarship semifinalist, and youth lead. She has been a 4-year member of the PTHS Student Council, FBLA, Academic Team, National Honor Society, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and has participated with the Sustainability, Beta, Interact, Spanish, Drama, PEP, and 30 and above ACT clubs. Raven spends a significant portion of her free time volunteering to help other working as a camp counselor, tutor, blood drive volunteer, event worker for PTHS and Clark Schools registration, and assisting with Fellowship of Christian Athletes events. Raven is also a very accomplished dancer, competing and earning numerous awards at the Rainbow National Championship. Raven plans to attend the University of Alabama to pursue a degree in chemistry that she plans to use in a career focused on forensic chemistry or education. Congratulations, Raven, on this prestigious honor.
And we now present to you the graduates of the class of 2021. Samuel Hibbett Kirchhoff, valedictorian, transition ready.
Jenna Elizabeth Price, valedictorian, transition ready.
Mason Thomas Romanak, salutatorian, transition ready.
Raven Olivia Butler, transition ready.
Leah Martine Tyrrell, transition ready.
Beverly Elizabeth Shadowan, transition ready.
Benjamin Carl LeBoon, transition ready.
Emma Grace Gilbert, transition ready.
Aiden Everett Kaywood, transition ready.
Zyla Bray Dortch, transition ready.
Madeline Elsa Stringy, transition ready.
Natalie Marie Lansden, transition ready.
Granger Eugene Page, transition ready.
Grace Cassidy Bakehouse, transition ready.
Allison June Barrows, transition ready. Jake Marshall Taylor, transition ready.
Zachary Stephen Eberzabel, transition ready.
Jasmine Simone Meadows, transition ready.
Hannah Catherine Scott, transition ready.
Kendall Satori Knight, transition ready.
Nicholas Tate Tooley, transition ready.
Mary Caroline Emmons Nunneman, transition ready.
Eli Connor Brown, transition ready.
Ardasia Renee Askew.
Hugo Sterling Hodge, transition ready.
Tajier Chantel Jones, transition ready.
Anaya Simone Shelley, transition ready.
Kyla Janae Reed.
Andrea Victoria Hawthorne, transition ready.
Anna Kate West, transition ready.
Savannah Hope Stanford.
Ivan Alberto.
Alex Jackson Armstrong, transition ready.
Are we off? Hope Caroline Arterburn.
Trajan Gavin Arthur.
Jacob Matthew Averett, transition ready.
Kamaya Ajani Barner, transition ready.
Tyler Vincent Barnes.
James Maverick Billington, transition ready.
Nautica Lashane Bonds.
Jadine Marie Breidenbach, transition ready.
Armani Felice Lachey Brody.
Lillian Kate Brown, transition ready.
Madeline Brooke Burris.
Aaliyah Sean Canamore.
Jerron Rashad Casey.
Elijah Christian Castillo.
David J. Connor.
Ingrid Amorani Cristobal.
John Raphael Dabu.
Lanika Khalees Davenport, transition ready.
Micaiah Lachey Dawson.
Janae Jihan Denson.
Josevion Aman Jamel Diaz.
Nikayla Deshay Donaldson, transition ready.
Alicia Dunn.
Jordan Allen Ellifritz.
Alexander Gage English, transition ready.
Should I keep going? Niaja Jolivier Angelia Jaria Farmer.
Joe Anna Farver, transition ready.
Landon Deshaun Fitzgerald, transition ready.
Tell him to wait, just wait. Taylor Faith Fulton, transition ready.
Quaris Delshawn Galbraith.
Alexis Diane Gentry, transition ready.
Brendan Robert Goggins, transition ready.
Jackson Tyrone Goodwin.
Andrea Neela Grady, transition ready.
Tariq Tremaine Griffin.
Thomas Dean Harsha.
Isabella Gail Haas, transition ready.
Ethan Hunter Henson, transition ready.
Jalea Irene Humphreys, transition ready.
Billy McCall Hutchison, transition ready.
Jack Everett Hutchison, transition ready.
Shikobi Deontay Isbell, transition ready.
Amiria Danae Johnson Bowles, transition ready.
Adasia Rashay Jones.
Jaden Deshawn Jones.
Kirsten Brianna Curd Jones.
Philip Anthony Jones.
John Mark Jordan.
Bradley Taylor Keith, transition ready.
Gage Timothy Kennedy, transition ready.
John Kevin Keebler.
Olivia K. Kloffenstein.
Zion James Legron.
Ashanti Lacole Lee.
Zion Jael Lee McCampbell.
Steve Lopez Chavez.
Khalil Mack.
Maya Keesley Marks.
Alasia Monet Marshall.
Camden Rashad Marshall.
Dakota Jonte Marshall.
Sydney Simone Martin.
Morgan Mayo, transition ready.
Chandler Joe McDonald.
Tylee Brielle McElroy.
Brandon Tyrese McFarland.
Rayshawn Mikhail McCaney.
Robin Anissa Miggett.
Justin Desrante Moore.
Dylan Page Nevels, transition ready.
Cheyenne Ashley Erica Pangman.
Leighton Elijah Patterson.
Trinity and Asia Patterson.
Aviance Artivia Deshawnray Petty.
Alyssa Victoria Pearson.
Bradley Brian Jaden Pont, transition ready.
Dwight Ralph Ragland.
Miguel Pascual Ramirez Jr., transition ready.
Astaria Jariana Ramsey.
Avery Russell Register.
Ethan Scott Ricks, transition ready.
Elsie Emily Robles.
Victoria Lynn Rodriguez.
Fernanda Hernandez Romero.
Nikolai Henry Roof, transition ready.
Jamori Davion Sibes.
Adonze Marion Sains.
Cameron Tyler Samples, transition ready.
Seth Allen Slayton.
Corvion Lee Smith.
Ashlyn Lee Snell.
Micah Maurice Span, transition ready.
Taryn Faith Story, transition ready.
Giovanni McCallie Stout.
Trevor Michael Strickland.
Tiana Rose Talley.
Brian Demond Thomas.
Quantarius Ariane Thomas.
Amiri Vanche Thompson.
Santasia Ashari Trice.
Jerome Jashawn Tyler, transition ready.
Victorian Jamal Tyler Williams.
Claire Margaret Ulick, transition ready.
Robert Hayes Varvel, transition ready.
Amisha Nicole Wade.
Riley Nicole Walton, transition ready.
Isaiah Thomas Warfield.
Natalie Renee Warren.
Christopher LaPaul White.
Grace Elizabeth Wilkie, transition ready.
Jaquez Amon Williams.
Alicia Diamond Amis Carruthers.
Arima Sane Francis.
Angel Christiane Henderson.
Raymond Lamar Tucker Jr.
Treshawn Allen Mays.
Matthew Allen Mooney.
Ashley Elizabeth Moore.
Bishop Gayland Christ.
Seniors, if you can give me your attention, please. I ask that you take your tassel and move it over. And on behalf of the Paducah Board of Education in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, I pronounce you graduates of Paducah Tilghman High School. Congratulations.